International at the office of the Prime Minister, Robina Nabanjo, said the support from the development partners is dwindling and the country has to find ways of accommodating the refugees. The President, Rotary International, Dr. Jennifer Jones, is in Uganda to spearhead the fundraising drive for the Rotary Peace Center.
And we now move to Emyoga Funds, where Minister for Kampala, Honorable Misa Kabanda, has expressed her dissatisfaction towards the distribution of Emyoga Funds and other government programs and services by the RDCs in Kampala. This was disclosed during a stakeholders symposium held in Kampala. The Minister for Kampala urged all RCCs in Kampala and Kampala Metropolitan to be transparent in taking on government programs to the people, as she further advised them to do away with fraud. Minsa called upon all the commercial officials to sensitize the people about these government programs without politicizing them.
Now, Buganda Road Court has sentenced 2 men to 8 years and 7 months in prison over offences of killing lions. Now at Queen Elizabeth National Park, Ishaka Kasese District. Magistrate Gladys Kamasanyu, in sentencing them, noted that animals, like any human beings, have a right to live. Tumihire Vincent and Ario Robert were convicted last week of offences of entering into a wildlife area without permission, hunting, killing of animals, and unlawful possession of game pets.
And elsewhere, the UN nuclear experts have made the first inspection of the Russian-held Zaporizhzhia power plant in Ukraine and are to maintain a presence there. The International Atomic Energy Agency Chief Rafael Grossi said the plant and physical integrity of the plant had been violated several times. The inspectors were accompanied to the plant by Russian soldiers after a risky journey delayed by shelling. Russia and Ukraine accused each other of trying to sabotage the mission. Zaporizhzhia in southern Ukraine is Europe's largest nuclear plant. It was occupied by Russia soon after it invaded Ukraine back in February. Ukrainian staff who continue to operate the plant say Russian troops have used it as a military base and that workers are in effect held at gunpoint. But he did not specify how many people would be staying and for how long. Russia's Interfax news agency reported that around 8 to 12 inspectors would stay on, while Ukraine's state nuclear company Energoatom said 5 inspectors would stay. Now, supporters of Donald Trump's Make America Great Again agenda are a threat to democracy, according to what was said by President Joe Biden. MAGA forces are determined to take this country backwards, he said in a primetime speech in Pennsylvania. Top Republican Kevin McCarthy hit back that Mr. Biden had severely wounded America's soul. The dueling speeches come 2 months before midterm elections, which will decide the power balance in Washington. The Democratic president delivered his speech on Thursday night from Independence Hall in Philadelphia, where the U.S. Declaration of Independence was signed. He picked up his 2020 campaign theme of restoring the soul of America. He said he was not condemning all 74 million Americans who voted for Mr. Trump 2 years ago. Not every Republican, not even a majority of Republicans, are MAGA Republicans, he said. But there is no question, Mr. Biden continued, that the Republican Party today is dominated, driven and intimidated by Donald Trump and MAGA Republicans, and that is a threat to this country. And today being a Friday, it's in my best interest and of course with a lot of excitement. I would really love to tell you that you'll be getting quite a lot of entertainment. We'll be having quite some good conversations with some 2 special guests. Number 1, Jackie Chandiru. Aren't you excited? Because I really am very, very excited about Jackie. I'll tell you my story later on.
Oh.
Yes, I have a story. treat me nicely, talk to me nicely, I will share the story.
It will definitely come out even without any of those things. With how much you love, what is Lugambo in English, Robert?
Gossip.
No.
Lugambo.
There's something worse than gossip. Rumamonga.
No, bye, Felix.
I'm just saying.
Well, aside from Jackie Chandiru, we also do have another special guest, and that is King Wizzy, who is already with us in studio right about now. Earlier on, I did see him play a piano. I love a piano. I have, you know, I've been trying to get into some lessons. Please don't ask me to prove my lessons because I haven't yet mastered them.
Clearly,
but I'm trying.
clearly, bad scholar for that matter.
But earlier on, I did see him play the piano, and it was quite a very beautiful sound that I had. I don't know whether he was on try or not, but I loved whatever came out of that instrument. Speaking of instruments, Robert, do you play any musical instrument?
I try a guitar.
You do?
Yes.
Maybe next Friday we talk.
I learned how to play a guitar, I think, very early.
Heaven
Yes.
must
I'm not that perfect, but at least
cry.
I like that you try. Felix, do you play any musical instrument?
Lots of them.
Madinda.
How many? Okay,
Couple
which
of-
one
A
specifically?
couple of them.
Felix,
like
you're
which
referring
one?
to drums.
Can we talk to you?
Anyway,
This is
ladies and gentlemen.
this is the mistake you made.
Yes.
You would have specialized because Felix now thought you're meaning a drum.
But well, a drum is also,
No,
is it a musical
it's truth of the
instrument?
matter. I know,
But
how
you-
to, I know how to play
what?
the drums, the long drum. But if we're going to talk about like Western sort of like
Instruments.
related instruments, I love the saxophone so much, and I'm doing my lessons.
Can you make some sense out of it?
Oh, Jesus, try me.
Okay, so we have
Jesus
somebody
Lord.
who plays a guitar, who tries to play a guitar. We have somebody who's trying to learn how to play a
who has-
saxophone. We do have somebody who's trying to play a piano. But ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce to you King Wizzy. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Good morning, and how are you feeling on this Friday morning? I don't know if this is your time or the usual time when you try to get up, but I would really love to know. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm quite feeling so well. And thank you for this invitation.
Lovely.
Thank you so much for honoring. Have you heard these gentlemen trying to lie to us about instruments and whatnot? Do you believe them? Do you think they're telling the truth?
Do you have reason to doubt that Robert can play, what did you say?
Guitar.
I don't doubt at all.
Okay.
Well. But thank you so much.
Time will tell, Philo.
Yes,
There's one
time
day,
will tell.
then
I
a
am going to
guitar
come
will
and
be
prove my
here,
talents here.
and you will see this guy in corridors. Zenabanden Saga.
No, but I think it wouldn't be bad, especially if you have a special interest in trying to learn how to play a specific music or instrument. I think it would be good that you take on that interest and do what you have to. You never know. You never know. Much later on in life, it could be the major source of income. Like I said, the economy is hard. Right now, you have to look for money in whatever ways you can. So, I don't know. Are you disagreeing with that, Felix?
No, I know for a fact that, and that's one of the things we're going to be talking about later, Philo, that we're trying to realize how you can make talent an actual career. You know, because times have changed, as you did say. Sometimes I know some people really suffered with books at school, yet they had other opportunities to probably make life in a different way. So I think it's a good idea for us to start considering focusing on the things that we can do best as our own careers.
And I would
and imagine, Philo, if probably by P7 you had started on your poetry dreams.
Yes. I'll be thriving. I would be thriving right now. Yes. But again, this is a conversation I would very much want parents to listen to, because I have realized that where we stand right now, especially our Ugandan parents, it's very hard to convince a Ugandan parent that their child can entirely rely on their talent, you know, they try to build it. It's quite a conversation that is still a bit complicated to have in society. When it comes to persuasion, it's a bit hard. So maybe if the parents listened in today, it could kind of make, you know, open up their minds. I don't know.
think also the good thing is over a time, times have changed and people are beginning to appreciate talent. Because one will tell you in Uganda, if you told someone you're going to be an artist, or what? Because by then music didn't really mean so much. I mean, earn so much. Today, if you ask some of the people admired in this country, have visited our flag and all that, it's in music.
Yes.
If a child was so much in football or soccer, parents would say, you know, it would be a hassle. But today, there are footballers that someone looks at, if someone was in athletics. So I think times have come up to prove that really most of these things can work. If you're talking about maybe poultry,
yes,
everyone has their different passions. I remember one time in my life, I was beaten for coming home with a dog, with a puppy, that gotten somewhere. It can't be properly what you always talk about today. It's one of the things I'm concentrating on. So I think we need to let children be, support their talents, find ways of identifying them. Who knows? It could be the breadwinner later on.
Yes, and still on the topic of the talents, we also need to just encourage people to keep making sure that to be patient when it comes to identifying your talent, because also something that has come to realization for me is that everybody discovers their talent at quite a different stage. There are people who are lucky enough to discover their talent at an earlier age, and there are those who kind of discover it slightly much later in life. But at the end of the day, it's still talent, and I know you can still build on it. Well, it is Good Morning Uganda Friday special. We are still going on. Like I told you, we have quite some good entertainment that is coming from you. I did announce to you earlier on that we'll be hosting one of the greatest musicians we've ever had, and that is Jackie Chandiru. And we also do have another King Wiz here. We'll be having amazing performances. But before we go in for the break, please let me announce to you, or let me welcome the lady herself, Jackie. Good morning, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning, my dear.
You look so good.
Oh, stop.
You look so good. I see my gentleman here is blushing.
No, he's not.
He's confused.
That's amazing.
But thank you so much.
He has kept on smiling even when it's...
Robert, do you want to talk to Jackie?
Oh, not only talk to her, not only talk to her.
He's taking it in.
Handshake? Are you serious?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
I'm very fine.
I can see you.
I'm happy to see you. And of course, I can't wait to hear that angel sing.
It's coming up.
But Jackie, thank you so much for joining us. How are you feeling? How are you doing this Friday morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, we're great. We're doing fine. We're just wondering, morning hours are usually a bit tricky for very many people. Because for us, it's a routine. It may not be hard. But is this your usual thing? Are you a morning person or...
For me, I'm once you say lights, camera, action.
You're good. This is our kind of person. This is our kind of person. Well, Jackie's here. We'll be having quite an intimate conversation with her much later on the topic that we're talking about, career. How do you turn your talent into career? Is it something significant? Do you get support? Should you get support as a parent? Would you support your child to build their talent? And maybe much later on turn it into a serious career. And like we did have a conversation here with Felix and Robert talking about how times have changed. So we definitely have to make sure that we devise means of getting money. And if it is your talent that is going to get that money for you, well, you are in such good luck. We're going for a short break. When we get back, we'll be having the first performance this Friday, and then we'll be diving into the conversation. It is Good Morning Uganda Friday special. We'll be back shortly.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Pick of the day on UBC.
If I'm looking at issues of taxation and all that, I will definitely run for the Kateshumbas. Okay? Okay. If I look at, if I'm looking at issues of investments and what, I would definitely run. I would definitely run for Dr. Emure Kugonza and Honorable Omara. Okay. If I'm looking at issues of the law, I will run for our very, very own people. I have the bosses, I have the Katuntus, I have the Robin Arwakojos. So everyone is talented in one way or another.
Did you mention Katuntu?
Okay. Yes.
Is he yours?
Yes, he is.
Yours as in NRM?
He is.
Was brought to you by.
Simply make a small deposit of 99k and pay the balance mpola. You can pay in daily, weekly or even monthly installments while you enjoy your new phone. So what are you doing today? Visit any MTN shop near you and get the MTN cupboard super easy.
Forget last season. Forget the oohs and the ahs. Forget every moment that stole the show. Because the real show is here on GoTV. It's the new season. It's action-packed and it's going to be non-stop football. With over 1,000 games from more than 7 leagues and cup competitions plus World Cup. Make sure you get the best seat in the house this new football season. Get a GoCoder with 1 month of GoTV value for only 25,000 Uganda shillings and enjoy non-stop football. GoTV Uganda. Love it. It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial star 149 star 10 hash to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial star 149 star 10 star 5 hash. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial star 149 star 10 hash to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Happiness comes to us in many places. It's in knowing the mosquito net keeps our children healthy. The wife having the support of her husband. It's in deciding together when to have a baby. And for some, focusing on what's important right now. So what's your happiness? Make the right health decisions to ensure happiness for you and your family.
One-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
A weekly face-to-face conversation focusing on accountability, inspiration, information, and sensitization of the public from the various sources such as inspirational profiles.
Having a disability is not inability.
Professional guidance.
There is no special antiretroviral therapy that is given specifically for discordant couples.
And of course, politics.
Don't you see anywhere that you would give a credit in the fight against COVID?
My role as the owner of the country is not to, be preoccupied by giving credit to my servant.
We have said that if we are to talk to General Museveni, there must be certain conditions in place.
Is it true that you paid 5 million shillings to MPs that voted for Anita Monga and Talebo?
That is laughable. Why would we pay when we have nominated them as SEC?
The Conservative Party has been represented in Uganda's parliament for 10 years. We only by one MP, you yourself and my daughter, Susan.
Every Friday 9 p.m. it's one-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa on UBC TV, inspiring Uganda.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Hello?
Hello?
This is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Hey, Kasozi, my brother. Long time. We last met when we were at campus. It's been a while, but you are the person I'm looking for.
Campus? Really?
Hey, you don't remember me?
Okay, so how can I help you?
I'm stuck in Gulu making millions, and I need to urgently send money to my sick mother. But I can't find any mobile money agent near me. I've sent the money to your phone, as you can see the message. It might take a few minutes to come through, but I urgently need you to send the money to my mother. Let me send you her number, and you send it to her chap.
My friend, I'm afraid your mom is going to die.
What?
Because I don't know you, I never went to campus, and I'm also in Gulu. So can we meet at CPS, we talk about it?
Stay tuned for what Kasozi does next.
Tofera. Refrain from unnecessary engagements with strangers over the phone. This message is powered by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda.
muntobo ya mutima tulinavuganya ne bwenywa kenge tekacyankubaye kwansokanya wanchusa timing sichayagala tuke wafuka dalingi nsaba byenfumbo birye nyumirwa bibyo I want to repeat like sugar I want to lick tetubirisa baby please and nandi kwata nina love yo kwata baby kwata nina nyinji nyweza kwata nina love yo kwata jaki kwata ngawonyweza ndeta love yose nsabanyweza tonta I want to give you all my body, my time, you're my life. Nkamulene kajusi yo kanywe, kuwereze bulavu message asome, kutwalene mudisi kozine, kasi kwizi twenyige, nyumirwa bibyo, I want to repeat, like sugar, I want to lick, tetubirisa, baby please, zenandi kwata nina love yo kwata baby kwata nina nyinji nyweza kwata nina love yo kwata baby kwata ngawoleta ndeta. From the deepest part of my heart. This comes from the empty part of my spirit. This comes from the deepest part of my heart. If you know what I'm saying, then you will feel it. Kwata, nina love you, kwata. Chichendi owola mubuno ndababula binayenga muliro hey amasanyu kuba nagongenda ngana ye ndababula binesiba usa ntambute chimala numirirwa bulamu bwange my pain and tears I cry. Oh, tell me how come every time that I walk away. Tell me how come tell me how come kajino okubera wenti simusango kwange nalabula bigadi wenti kaba ngabe mitomu mbalaba baseka nekwenchaka nangalata kuno mukwano nkulachi siringa tusensebula chebayito muziki buli wamu nemikwano nga tuli steady byatandika pola with real netu chachancha with everything nice effortlessly ntindibera nawe she didn't reply relentlessly nenemerako namukama timatira bisako koyenjoyo poco poco bigambo byange so tell me how come buli koyagala kuzanyisa tell me how come every time that I walk away tell me how come buli koyagala kuyisa bubi tell me how come my pain and tears I cry
That was really, really sweet. I saw you getting lost in your own self.
It's called Vibe.
They call it Vibe.
Yes.
Clearly, we're giving you that this Friday on Good Morning Uganda, and that was definitely one of the starting points for some of you who know who Jackie is, her energy, and definitely you're going to see much of that. But of course, now we want to take a little break, but we want to come back and have this very quite insightful discussion with Jackie for most of our viewers out there to see how we can fit in. But our discussion is going to be majorly about looking at career and how that can translate into, rather turning talent into transition later on to become career. Many people like the Jackies of this world have never got a chance. Probably their beautiful voices like us who are dying in laboratories trying to make piercing people's... Have you ever, the last time they gave you an injection, Jackie?
Trust me, I've run away like 7 times.
So we have musicians in courtrooms, we have musicians in gardens, wherever you are. So we want to talk about career, but later on, how to turn talent and probably interest into career. So let's take a little break. When we come back, Jackie, myself, and my colleagues will be discussing this particular topic.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda.
Every waking day is a reminder just how beautiful this, our land, truly is. The kind of beauty that you can only find here. In the lush green all around us and the wondrous sights within. It's what you feel in the gentle caress of tropical wind from the mountaintops. And the glow in your heart from a warm neighborly invite. It's in the distinct aroma of our cooking to the taste of food that takes you on a journey. In the sound of homecoming and the sound of Mother Earth. In the magnificence we find on our travels and the exciting moments we experience. Ours is the kind of beauty that comes in all things big and small. All we have to do is awaken our senses and truly enjoy what's uniquely ours. Uganda, the pearl of Africa.
Happiness comes to us in many places. It's in knowing the mosquito net keeps our children healthy. The wife having the support of her husband. It's in deciding together when to have a baby. And for some, focusing on what's important right now. So what's your happiness? Make the right health decisions to ensure happiness for you and your family.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial *149*10# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *149*10*5#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *149*10# to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda.
Well, welcome back from that very beautiful performance right from Jackie Chandiru and King Wizzy. You're watching Good Morning Uganda Friday special, and it's always great to have you be with us all the way from the moment we start. Right about now, we did promise you that we're going to have quite a very insightful conversation, especially when it comes to our children, when it comes to talent. As a parent, how do you respond when you realize that your child has a talent? And anyway, before you get to that, have you tried as much as you can to make sure that your child is talented somewhere, somehow? Now, this is a conversation that has been had in our society on several occasions, but again, it hasn't really sunk in very well. And maybe today we could give you some insights on how you can go about it. What are the benefits, all the hows, the whats, the whens, the whys? We'll be getting responses to all that. My name is Philomena, Mastiko, and in this conversation, of course, I am with Jackie over here, I am with Felix and King Wizzy. And it's so great because we know that these are two talented people. They could, tell us right from the point of their experience, how has it worked for them? And well, you, our family as well, you can be part of the conversation. Get onto our socials where we are asking you, is it possible for you to turn your talent into a career? Is it possible for you to turn your talent into career? Do tell us what you think. Share your 2 cents, and we'll be reading your thoughts, your comments as we go on in this discussion. You can use the hashtag UBCGMU on Twitter, and you can as well send us a WhatsApp message on our number. You could go tradition as well, send us a text message. We'll be getting into it. Well, right now, maybe just to hear from Jackie, start off right from the poll question. Is there a possibility for you to turn a career out of talent?
Definitely. The only reason as to why I am a singer and I'm the woman that I am today is because I turned my talent into career. I didn't go to school to learn how to sing. And but somehow it has paid my bills.
Oh yes,
this time.
yes. And I mean, I really like that it's now paying your bills.
It is.
For me, my conversation right now, I want the parents, because I will tell you, Jackie, it's very hard for an African parent to understand the value of talent and how they can build it, or if they should build it. Because if you have interactions with parents right now, they'll tell you, education, you need to first have that education, then we'll look at the talent after education, versus even having education while you're also promoting the talent. So I really love that. And maybe to hear from you, Felix, when we get straight into the poll question, is it possible to turn talent into career?
Evidences.
She's here. You could be begging to differ.
I mean, no. I'm very passionate about people who do things out of passion.
Yes.
And it's evident. And probably if you realize people like, and I'm sorry, I'm going to be using probably you because you're the one who's here quite often, is that when you studied music, no one was paying. I can imagine. People who do the things they do because they love them or because it's natural for them, they're not motivated by the music, sorry, the money or the handouts, all these kind of things. And there's nothing that better makes a career than that. The challenge we have in this country is that a doctor is only motivated by
the kamani.
That's the thing. That's why you see them striking every day. I'm sorry, I'm going to talk about, I love teachers, but I'm just going to...
I think teachers let me
talk about them.
The stories are the kind of really...
So every other strike you hear, it's motivated by the handouts.
Yes.
But there's only people who do what... I've never had Uganda Cranes players strike, but they have a lot of debts they demand, the FUFA,
even with all their issues.
But because it's something, so I think there's no better way to have a career than that is a passion of somebody or a talent. I think is mine.
And I think that is backed up by the common saying we've heard. People say that you'll never work a day when you're doing what you love. And this is where I would really want to hear from King Wizzy. We've established, yes, it is very possible for you to create a career out of your talent. But what are some of the benefits we're looking at? If you decided to, build your talent and you're like, you know what, this is it. This is where I'm going to focus my energies. This is where I'm going to focus my, my entire life and skill set, whatever. I'm going to make sure I build on the skill set to build on my talent. What are the benefits we're looking at right now?
Actually, myself was an accountant. I was studying accountancy.
Ooh! So we're here talking about...
I guess you see in my career, I was in mutual fund and stuff like that. But music was a hobby. I was playing in the church. And then afterwards, I traveled, I went to Europe, and I was playing in the top hotels. I mean, I was playing like 8 hours every day. So it's possible to change, to put your hobby, into a career.
Yes.
Because I could earn a lot of money that, as an accountant, I wouldn't have earned in Uganda. And I've been working so much, and I can pay my bills, I can live on my music, that's the most important thing. I can travel everywhere to go to, and I'm working. I'm playing my piano. It's a hobby now. I'm running out of it. So.
Yes. Well, indeed, and I've also had. I've been able to talk to career, what do they call them? The people who just guide you on what kind of career to take. The life coaches and career coaches. One of the things they prioritize, they will tell you, listen, if you identify that you have a very specific talent right now, I think it's quite important for you to use that to build your career, because like King Wizzy said, he was an accountant, but then he is an accountant.
But now he's counting his money on the piano.
The music, yes.
Dropped out.
Wow. You see why they tell you not to mix things?
To mix issues.
Now I know why parents beat us when you tell them you want to be a musician.
It's very hard. When we talk about the parents, that one is going to be quite, the magnitude of that topic is quite very heavy. But maybe to start off with a talent and recognition, Jackie, what do you think is the best way to recognize talent? How do you come to realize that maybe I am talented at this? Because earlier on I was saying there are people who have been lucky enough to discover their talents at quite a young age. We have seen videos where we see young children doing amazing things, and I'm like, at this age, I did not even know that I could do this, And then there are people who have been able to, realize that they have a certain talent in a certain type of field at a much later age, which is also still not bad if you have the resources to develop it. But how do you recognize your talent?
I'm not going to lie to you. I honestly didn't even think I had a talent until I went to the competition.
Yes.
I used to sing, but I figured I could sing, I would maintain the same key that Mariah Carey would sing.
Yes.
But I would not make the whistle keys, of course. I couldn't do that.
Those ones are exclusive.
But I knew, they're exclusive. Their own copywritten.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So I knew I could sing, but then I didn't think that I was actually a musician. So even by the time I went for the competition, for example, I needed like people. When I first watched the competition from a different region, and they said it was coming to East Africa and they were going to come to Uganda, I was like, okay, let me try. And there's judges like from Sony, different like record labels. I'm like, let me try and see if I can actually do this, because I felt I could sing. Actually, I felt I could maintain a key.
Yeah.
That's all I thought. And the next thing is when they kept saying yes, every stage I was going, I was like, okay, yes. It's like, maybe I can actually do this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Quite. So everybody has their own story, by the way, on how they discover their talents. It's not standardized. You cannot know that this is a procedure I have to follow to make sure I know what I want. But also, Felix, to break this mentality where we've had societal members telling you, listen, you can never earn from talent. It's not a big deal. You know, you have a limit to it, because everybody believes, and I'm not downplaying the significance of education, right? Because, yeah, education is a necessity. It will help you here and there. It has its pros. But when we are looking at it versus talent, how do we get to break the mentality that, listen, you can actually build your talent and also be able to earn your kamane and pay your bills and live a good life, honestly, you know, without having to go through all these severe hardships we've seen? Because if you hear stories from some people who have gone through education and then later on discover their talents, they'll tell you, I don't know whether I wasted time or not, but I should have discovered this much earlier on. So how do we get to break that mentality?
Well, I think majorly as third world countries, we suffer from a colonial mindset of some things. And it all begins with attaching very little importance to life skills. For example, when you go to schools, music is a core curricular. Can you imagine how sad that is? Sports is a core curricular.
You know,
They don't examine it, they don't set it, they don't train it. Like the only time you train, for example, music is when there's MDD, probably in second term. I don't know, it used to be in second term.
Oh yeah, because it was a very long time.
Sports used to be first term because it's a sports gala. And that is the least. But the rest of the time you're studying Napoleon, Tutangoni, KwaZulu, Mussolini, Bismarck. Now, this many Canadian word.
Prairies. Yes.
Now, you spend 7 years in primary studying SST, science, Chintu, Nambi, Simani, Chintu Nagoba, Nambi, that kind of thing, you know, this Bukuku, that kind of 7 years, and then you get to the other 6 years, you spend them cutting cockroaches for the scientists, frogs, what. Like, there's never room and appreciation of individual merit, passion, talent, for me, even use that word. Like, even when someone knows how to sing very well, no one will look at that.
Yes.
Because, why? They don't examine it. Now, third world countries, people treasure education. No wonder when you see someone who's learned, even when they are broke, they are useless, they will, hey,
I think somehow it also comes down to the parents. You know, you mentioned something about that. Because by the time I went into singing, my mom didn't know. Like, we had to hide it from her for like but I still went to the university.
Yes.
I still went. I did my Bachelor of Industrial Fine Arts. I did all that stuff, but nobody wanted to tell her about music. And yet the strange thing is, music came so naturally to me, but she just didn't see. When at that time, when you tell a parent something like music, they're like, Wabachi. You know, what's wrong with you? That kind of thing. So, so sometimes people need to value certain. That's why I respect the people abroad, because they start training their kids from what they want in the early stages. I can tell you, in the start, I wanted to become a doctor. I'm telling you, I can prescribe something for you. You'll be surprised. I wanted to become a doctor.
Yes.
But then I got to a point when I was too confident, should I say, during my exams, then I failed. I didn't fail, but the marks, what I expected. So I pulled back. Then when I went into arts, I was extremely good at art and history and geography. And then they were like, okay, fine, just do this. But when I kept going, I'm like, fine, I like design, I like this, everything in arts and just creativity, but it just wasn't me. So by the time it finally went through, and then mom said, okay, I think you can do this. So the
but after, you know, you had to prove, I mean, resources,
but
time.
something Philo also, when Jackie was giving her contribution, I was thinking, don't you think it's also a society problem?
Yes.
We fear so much what people will think. And we have been slaves to this sort of mentality
as Africa generally, by the way, except for a few Nigerians. If you meet Nigerians, sometimes they don't have so wahala. They don't mind.
No wahala. Yeah. But even that mentality has just come in.
Yes. But Africa generally, we coin in so much because like and that's why people like your mom were worried. Not even because it was about them, like
my mom called the bishop. She called the bishop and said, you need to pray for my girl.
Oh
like
my
she's singing.
Clearly the bishop's prayer didn't work.
You know, so that's when I speak of the variation. He's spent like most of his life in Europe. So you can see they groom their kids as per what they want. Because most of the times when you push a child to do something they don't want, they will start doing it without the passion. They will do it for the sake of the check at the end of the month, which is not.
3 years swim in Europe. 3 years swimming across the pool and back. 3 years someone can hardly even, but they're swimming.
Let me tell you, an African parent would tell you, why are you wasting time? What's the relevance of that? But also, we've really seen that usually, it's the societal problem. We do also have some parents that have quite also some hardships in believing how, talent can surpass all the other things we're looking at education. But also, do you believe that education is still necessary right now? Can you have an education and also talent? Is it necessary? Or maybe you could decide if I'm in probably senior 2, senior 3, and I realize that I'm good at this very specific thing. Maybe I'm a sports person, maybe I'm a musician, and I am fully aware of that, and I have a very strong conviction about it. Would it be okay for me to just drop out on the side to concentrate on this? Do you think that education still has a relevance in this? Maybe just to hear from you, King Wizi, before we get into others.
Of course, education is very important. We need to know how to manage your funds also,
Yes.
When you start earning a lot of money as a musician or a sports person and stuff, and you can't take care of your budgets and stuff, you end up losing everything.
Yes.
And this education is really good for us to know how to live with people. At the same time, you live with people. Education is very important. So I advise guys continue going to school and continue your talent.
Wow.
Okay. This reminds me of the conversation we've been having with Felix here, Jackie. The other day we were talking about how our talented Ugandan musicians, because right now, due to the locality, we have very many talented musicians, but they are very indisciplined. Right, and he was highlighting some.
Have you seen her?
I'm glad she did not even disagree with it at any very.
She picked it out of your mouth even before you.
Like, we do really have a very, very big pool of talented artists, but when it comes to their discipline, and discipline cuts across all fields, all right, and it's still lacking. And I'm thinking, maybe is this where the education comes in? Really, I don't even know whether.
We also have very indisciplined, educated people.
We also have very many disciplined, educated people.
I think that comes with upbringing as well. The way you are brought up matters as well, because I'll give you an example of the way I was brought up, for example. It doesn't matter what it is that I'm doing. It doesn't matter whichever level it is that I get to. I never forget where I came from.
Absolutely.
So there's no way I'm going to be in discipline, because you just never know. I may be up there today. What was going to happen to me tomorrow? And when I get down there, what about the people that I've hurt on my way up? That's the thing. So I think it also comes down to the upbringing. If the parents are just there, then there's a problem.
Those parents, and I can tell you, those parents, the parents you did talk about, are the most present nowadays.
Yeah, the four parents.
I always tell Philo here, though she doesn't like to hear that, but I always tell her, we have a big problem, and I'm sorry, I'm just going to say that. The millennials, people who were born between 92, 93, up till 2000, they are giving us a headache lately because they don't want to listen. And you've been in music. It's very rare to find a musician of the days when you guys broke through who does something quite indisciplined. It is really rare, honestly, and I would stand to be challenged.
That's the truth.
But tell me about musicians who have 2 songs, half a song, quarter a song, and how they'll be all over, abusing everyone, insulting everyone, vulgarizing everyone, and
half a song.
And honestly, like one time I was in a show, I don't know why.
Yes. I'm a promoter at the same time.
Great.
Europe, I bring in
artists from here and what?
Yes.
And I've lived.
You can attest to what we're talking about.
Crazy. And then you see some others like who they went to school. They're top international Ugandan musicians, and they're very polite. That's what I'll say, like Eddie Kenzo, for example. This guy is very polite, and he didn't. If you follow his life, I think he lost the mom when he was still young. But the guy is very kind and polite. Then you see others, I won't mention names, but
give you a headache, man.
Crazy.
And I mean, they're all talented. We are talking about talented musicians, but I mean, being disciplined, it's quite.
You know, Philo, you cannot go far without discipline in any area. You see,
you have to also understand money is the source of all evil.
Yes.
You understand, when you get sent a kidogo, like this, then you feel like you literally own the world. So I wonder what Elon Musk is supposed to do. You understand, the guy is as polite as a problem.
Absolutely.
But these people get a few millions, maybe.
Jackie,
You've never earned 5 million
let's
in a week.
be honest,
What do you
they
expect?
don't have the money. I don't know why you're saying that. They are poor people.
I know, no, they're poor people.
That's the thing.
Like, no, they're poor. That's the truth. But what I'm trying to say is, if you've been, listen, the first time I had a 500,000 on my account when I was just starting, I passed out.
Wow.
I didn't pick my phone for like, no, I'm telling you the truth. I had never held 500,000 like it was on my account. I had never had such money.
Yes.
And I didn't even want to talk to people because I thought people were out to get me. You understand? So imagine you've moved from God knows what it is to like this instant stardom, and then you're getting like 5 million in a week. Has that, seriously speaking?
Well,
people earn 5 million in
it
a
makes
month
sense.
or 3
It
months.
makes sense because if it's the first time experience, I'm pretty sure, Felix, there are certain things that had never happened to you, and the first time they happened to you, it was quite amazing, but also how we dealt with that.
Never see it.
I did not want
Even
to
when
say
I
that,
see people
but
like Jackie, I'm like,
yes.
I'll be there inside, dying
exactly,
of happiness.
But you
I'll be
see
like,
how you handle that, and I think that's where the problem comes in.
But some of our artists,
yes,
Philo, and just to like what I was saying earlier, like they don't allow to be mentored.
Yes.
Now, when you talk about talent and education, the difference, I think that's what Wiz was bringing out. Like, education has a bit of mentorship. There's punishment, there's accountability. But in music, people don't seem to have any role of accountability. Like, when you go to school, you have to, if you don't pass an exam, there's a retake. That is a way, like, naturally teaches you accountability, a bit of, but in talent, I have seen football players who have lost it totally because of attitude, and yet they're very talented and the world sees it, but they have failed to manage talent. And for me, that's the biggest question. Career is maybe a bit easy because at the end of the day, you're being boxed in.
Yes.
You have to be at work at this, you have to perform, you have appraisals,
like
you have
there
expectations.
is a certain system,
But when you come
systematic
to
way
talent,
of doing it.
For example, I'll tell you, unless you, I've seen players like Ronaldinho internationally. He lost his career because of indiscipline, and simply because he didn't accept to be boxed in. He kept on saying, "I am the talented guy. Like I'm the deal."
Yeah, this is what I mean.
So,
It's either
and how do you manage that?
else.
And probably even maybe Jackie can help us. How do you manage? What's accountability? How do you manage accountability of your own? Because you're the product, you're the good.
Yes, you're the one who is talented anyway. You're the one with the
like
talent.
they say, you're the capital, you're the engine. Because and viewers need to learn this. Probably people out there who want to help themselves. How do you do the accountability bit to keep yourself in the box?
Like I said, it all comes down to your upbringing and humility. You understand, a person who doesn't forget where they came from, what it took them to get to where they are. If God is, if you're lucky enough to be blessed by God to get somewhere in your journey when it comes to your talent, then that is it. Because I'll give an example of Wheezy. Wheezy plays like in the biggest places in Europe, you understand? But if you pick a phone, you pick your phone and you ask him, is it possible, you know, can we feature together on this? He's gonna come. You understand?
Yeah.
But it's not like you're going to have to go through management and God knows what. I think when you have the humility and you put it in your head that you are up there right now, but anytime, anything can open.
My dear,
Anything
have you
can
seen
open.
Ugandan artists, Jackie? Where have you
no,
been?
I've seen them. Listen, a lot of the times, I look at videos, I read stories, but I read a lot. I read stories and stuff like that, and I'm thinking, I am probably the best example.
Yes.
You know, when it comes to that. When it comes to, I can walk on the street right now or in Arua, it doesn't matter where I am, and people will approach me. Why? Because right from back then, I gave them that room. I've not forgotten, and I'll still speak to them. So when you get up there and you have all these clouds in your head, it beats my understanding. It comes to humility and your upbringing. If you are not brought up properly, if you think katiwoli or two say you're just getting 5 million a week or two say, then I think you're heading to
the 5 million could turn into nothing. That's a crash. Exactly.
By the way,
things change.
Ugandans love musicians, but they love them from a distance because of how musicians treat. They're fans. I have seen artists here in Uganda who work with 70 people. You're like, man, dude, I invited you, where am I going to put them?
Anyway.
Like there's one, man, it's embarrassing. I've been in those places so many times.
Yes.
I'm like, what's happening?
Well,
like the whole function,
we really want to hear from you. The question is still running. Talent versus career. What is the possibility? How possible is it for you to turn your talent into career? Do tell us, share your sentiments on this. As we try to conclude, maybe I just want to hear some parting shots from you, King Wizzy. What do you think? What is the way forward when it comes to talent and discovering it and, you know, building on it?
I mean, you have to be humble, you have to work hard and invest in other things also. Because you never know, you can have an accident.
Yeah.
You lose your finger, you do it. So you have to...
Talent can have an accident. Yes.
You know what I was talking about? Yeah, you talked about you can lose your finger. I like that. I'm thinking about how throat can have an accident.
Yeah.
So guys, even if you have a good talent, don't forget to invest in other things too.
Yes.
So that can help you to continue living and enjoying life.
True, life has to be enjoyed. Felix, your parting shots on this.
For me, I think the biggest challenge now lies with parents and government, because definitely it's the governing and whatever. We need to unlearn some things, and we must be willing to relearn other things. My life has changed. Remember COVID? The only people who weren't very much hit, who would still work even behind closed doors, musicians would produce music. We had very nice music during lockdown. Yourself, you did a couple of songs even within the lockdown. And even before that, remember the credit crunch? It hit the world, but people's salaries, like if you are going to book Jackie, tabani your credit crunch. And footballers, none of them, they were still trading them highly, just to mention but a few. I think as parents, we need to unlearn some things and then relearn other things, because the world has definitely changed.
Absolutely. Jackie, your last word.
Well, personally, when it comes to talent, like he said, the parents should not ignore what a child wants. There's dreams I'm sure that parents have for their children, but they need to take time to sit down and actually ask them, what is it that you want? And yes, I went to school. By the way, education in Arabic, they call it waraga. That's like my permit.
Okay.
That's like my backup plan, because if anything happened to me right now, I can still go to the drawing board. I can go into design because I studied that.
Yeah, it's your fallback position.
I can do logos. I can do anything in that line. So whatever it is, the education, yes, is fine, but also sit down and find out exactly what passion does your child have, and in what way can you support the child? Because a lot of times, like you said, there's people who go to work, they're doctors or architects or whatever, but it's because of what their parents want.
Well, there you go. So talent is a necessity. Education is also a necessity. Well, you have to strike the balance. And parents, please take some time. Discover, help your child discover. And if you can, help them build that talent. I'm pretty sure there wouldn't be no serious regrets. Well, we're getting into the press review this morning right now, and starting off with a new vision. The big story, of course, being about how government releases 68 billion Ugandan shillings for roads. And we're seeing Museveni meeting the former Ireland president. And of course, this was on Wednesday at State House in a meeting they had, which did happen in Entebbe. Well, get yourself the copy and get yourself more of these stories. We're also looking at a detailed list of disbursed funds per district inside. And also don't miss out on the caning saga, where a pastor was was charged with assault. We did see quite a lot of chaos that was happening over there on social media, and people were quite vocal about this. Well, we do have the updates coming in from Hoima, and you can get them in the New Vision, and also looking at a senior 4 mocks, biology and physics solutions for those of you who do have students. I was about to say pupils, but okay, students, they can be part of the paper as well. You can get that pull out and enjoy it. We are also looking at a tribute for Kanyomozi, who breathed and talked cooperatives. You can get that full story on pages 10 and 16. Now, what's next for UPDF generals after retirement? Well, the story is on page 5 of the New Vision, and also Asian expulsion, US or Canada. Uganda seems to turn out to be the best option over here. And identity card replacement will be costing 200,000 Uganda shillings. You can get the details of that story on page 6 of the New Vision this morning. But we also do have the Daily Monitor, and we have quite a number of big stories over there. Felix, what are we looking at?
Monitor will be looking at government increases, national ID fees, and Nabanja asks Rotarians to support refugees. But also, we'll be looking at the particular fees you'll be paying for your national ID, and that will be replacing the cost up from 50,000 to 200, and change of particulars from 200 to, from 50 to again 200. Wow, quite a number of those changes are in the papers. But still on the headlines, over 100 jobs for you job seekers. And in the school pullout, Bwaguga, all hail for your stress killer. Now, of course, the lizard comes out to ask who will send them away. The 180 border riders to be sent away from city. I don't know what Waguga means, if you know what it means, but you know what Waguga means. Waguga is the extreme big, like something extreme. The big, if you say big, biggest. So biggest in Luganda would be Waguga.
So it's a Luganda word.
Where have you been living, you also? Okay. Yeah, the lesser the questions, the lesser the lies. Okay, Philo, basically that's what you have in the Daily Monitor.
And switching to Kenya, looking at the Daily Nation, we're still talking about Decision 2022, petitions that become petitions. I must tell you, Chebukati is turning out to be a hero. This is according to what the lawyers have to say. And of course, in relation to Ruto's case, William Ruto's legal team pulls all stops to paint the picture of a robust and impenetrable poll management system at the IEBC. And William Ruto, of course, spirited defense. The reporting is quite in detail on the Daily Nation, and they're showing you some of the people holding down the case. Mahat Usumaino, this guy made quite a very good closing yesterday when I was watching how the details were unfolding in court. And he said, I mean, sometimes you just have to let it be. Don't fight the truth. But, well, there are more details of this story in here. And they're also giving you the big arguments, who is doing what. The percentages are also being there in terms of technology, in terms of Chebukati's role. And, of course, when it comes to the statistics, they're also showing you quite more on that. Taxes, beer, water prices to climb from the very 1st of October. I could say our Kenyan counterparts may not exactly be happy about this. And millers are left with 1 billion Kenyan shillings haul from state subsidy. Now, that and many more stories in the Daily Nation. Grab yourself a copy of these, the New Vision and the Daily Monitor, to catch up on what's happening in Uganda and outside Uganda. We're going for a short break. When we come back, Good Morning Uganda Friday special will be continuing.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial *149*10# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *149*10*5#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *149*10# to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network. Forget last season. Forget the ooh. oohs and ahs. Forget every moment that stole the show, because the real show is here on GoTV. It's the new season. It's action-packed, and it's going to be non-stop football. With over 1,000 games from more than 7 leagues and cup competitions, plus a World Cup. Make sure you get the best seat in the house this new football season. Get a GoCoder with 1 month of GoTV value for only 25,000 Uganda shillings and enjoy non-stop football. GoTV Uganda. Love it.
Happiness comes to us in many places. It's in knowing the mosquito net keeps our children healthy. The wife having the support of her husband. It's in deciding together when to have a baby. And for some, focusing on what's important right now. So what's your happiness? Make the right health decisions to ensure happiness for you and your family.
When you talk about our motherland Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, you cannot fail to smile because of the smile that fills the faces of the citizens. Our nice good weather and nature that sustains us all, that enables us all to continue each in their own way, because we are all different even according to each individual's work. But what joins us to become one person is the sweetness from the flavored drink Alleluia Jingati drink and Alleluia Tamarind drink. The flavor that quenches your thirst while at the same time treating and healing your body, because it is 100% natural. Enjoy the drink that has got the tamarind juice in it. Made by Alleluia Reflexology, Healthy Solutions and Nutritional Research Center Limited. Get yourself a bottle of Alleluia from all shops around.
Pick of the day on UBC.
If I'm looking at issues of taxation and all that, I will definitely run for the Kateshumbas. Okay? If I look at, if I'm looking at issues of investments and what, I would definitely run. I would definitely run for Dr. Emure Kugonza and Omara, Honorable Omara. Okay. If I'm looking at issues of the law, I will run for our very, very own people. I have the Oboso bosses, I have the Katuntus, I have the Robin Arapojos. So everyone is talented in one way or another.
Did you mention Katuntu?
Okay. Yes.
Is he yours?
Yes, he is.
Yours as in NRM?
He is.
Was brought to you by.
Simply make a small deposit of 99k and pay the balance mpola. You can pay in daily, weekly or even monthly installments while you enjoy your new phone. So what are you doing today? Visit any MTN shop near you and get the MTN cupboard super easy.
Every waking day is a reminder just how beautiful this, our land, truly is. The kind of beauty that you can only find here. In the lush green all around us and the wondrous sights within. It's what you feel in the gentle caress of tropical wind from the mountaintops. And the glow in your heart from a warm neighborly invite. It's in the distinct aroma of our cooking to the taste of food that takes you on a journey. In the sound of homecoming and the sound of Mother Earth. In the magnificence we find on our travels and the exciting moments we experience. Ours is the kind of beauty that comes in all things big and small. All we have to do is awaken our senses and truly enjoy what's uniquely ours. Uganda, the pearl of Africa.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda.
I'm just wondering, what do they call that kind of music, and how do I dance to it? Because I was trying to do this. I don't know if that's the right thing they do to that kind of music. Well, I must tell you, I was doing the right thing. I was on the right track. Yeah. See, I know Felix it doesn't sit well with him, but I was on the right track. Well, that was quite a performance coming in from you. Thank you so much. And you say it's called what? Swing jazz. Yes, swing jazz. Yeah. The things I learn every other day. Well, I hope that you get in on the learning with me as we try to master this. Well, that is King Wizzy giving us some of what he does best. And much later on again, we'll be now having another, intimate conversation with him, telling us about what he does. He did earlier on say that he's also into the promotion business. So he'll be telling us how that is going, the challenges that come with it. So make sure you do stay with us right here on Good Morning Uganda Friday Special. Well, because it is Friday Special indeed, you know that we cannot just let you trick into the weekend without having stuff to, engage you. We want you to be busy, relaxed but busy. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm sure it really does for you. And this is when I come in giving you what to look out for, especially for those of you who love movies. I love movies, and clearly I know that there are people who share the same interest with me. Now, some of the movies that you ought to look out for, especially this weekend, because you really have some time on your hands right from today, Saturday and Sunday, before we get back into the week. And starting off with Nope. Now, this movie has been quite on every lip, and people have been talking about it. It's quite interesting, and if you manage to see the trailer, you will know why it is interesting. But just maybe to give you a brief overview, we're looking at how this American neo-Western science fiction horror film, written and directed plus co-produced by Jordan Peele. Now, if you know Jordan Peele, you know that this man has mastered the art of comedy. And if you want to have yourself a good, healthy laugh, you ought to look out for some of his productions. So under his Monkey Pro production, he did have Kaluuya Daniel on this. So we do have Kiki Palmer, we have Stephen Yeun, we have some Michael Wincourt, we have Brandon Priya on this one. Quite interesting, looking at the science that was put into it. And when I was listening to a certain interview that Daniel was having to say about the production of this, he said that at one point he didn't understand what he was acting. But I'll tell you, when you watch the movie, obviously you will know what it is that he was acting. Well, if you don't know what I'm talking about, here's a trailer on what you could be expecting before you walk into that cinema, or just getting it for your home viewing. UBCGMU, and you could send us a WhatsApp message on 0709602592. Tell us what you think about that before we get into it. And we'll be sharing, of course, your thoughts and your ideas with the rest of our Good Morning Uganda family. Send us a text as well. We'll be getting into it. But for now, before we get also still into the trailer of Nope, to hear what you have to say on Twitter, I do have Kalemire Johnson. You're saying there is a possibility of having your talent turned into a career, but you need support, and our parents need to understand that and appreciate the value of talent. Well, thank you so much. From you, Georgina, you say yes, it is very possible, but also we cannot undermine the value of education. If you can try to have both of them at the same time, well, the better. And indeed, again, this echoes what we were having, the conversation we were having earlier on with the rest of the team. And they were telling us, listen, education could be your backup plan, could be your fallback position, so you cannot afford to put it on the side. But if you also have the talent, well, I mean, why not grow it and see where that takes you? Well, continue sharing your thoughts with us, continue giving us your 2 cents on this. We definitely have to help those who have quite some discovered talent. And for those of you who haven't yet discovered it, I mean, it's never too late. Keep doing what you're doing, and you never know, the opportunity will avail itself and you will continue doing that. Well, we're switching to the trailer for Nope, a 2022 movie production.
What if I told you that today you'll leave here different.
Pops! Pops!
I'm talking to you.
Bro, what you see?
Something above the clouds.
That's big.
How big?
Big.
You think whatever killed Pops is out there?
Right here, you are gonna witness an absolute spectacle. So what happens next? Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready? Here we go.
No. This would be an opportunity. I'm talking rich and famous for life.
There's plenty of videos of flying shit online.
Ain't nobody gonna get what we gonna get.
What we gonna get?
The money shot.
What's up?
Undeniable proof of aliens on camera. The Oprah shot.
You guys gonna tell me what's going on?
Hell no. There's something out here, and you're the only person in the world that can get it on film.
That cloud. He moved an inch.
It's aliens. They're just waiting for the perfect time to shove metal probes up our asses.
I'll be rooting for you.
I think we pissed them off.
Yeah, they repainted your house. They're gonna come back. You ready? We got some work to do. Not it.
Nope.
I'll get him out. And I'll get the shot.
Let's go, baby! Let's go!
I need y'all to tell me, what did you see in that cloud?
Well, it's not what you think. They took him. They took him on.
I gotta get out this house.
I'm trying to save you.
My brother is out there.
I don't think they take you. If you don't look at it.
Look, don't look, don't look.
This dream you're chasing. Where you end up at the top of the mountain.
Well, there you go. You can see Daniel Kaluuya and Kiki Palmer obviously taking the spotlight in this one. Nope. Again, one of the movies you ought to look out for during this weekend. Well, switching on to the next one. Now, if you're really passionate about justice, if you're really passionate about the connection between power and justice, clearly this one is for you. And tell you what, it's a Ugandan production. Our Ugandans are really quite raising a flag higher as they get out of this country and try to promote us. Well, this one is called Kafako. It's a 2022 production. It's coming soon. It's going to be premiered just a few days. It should be, I think, 8th of October. Now, this is a story of the fight for justice in the face of power. The fight hijacks a young, naive lawyer, that is Sandra Attika Alexis, who finds herself at the center of a battleground between two heavyweights. Why? How does that happen? Well, you ought to look out for this one when it comes on 8th of October. And some of the members of the cast that you ought to look out for, we do have Doreen Mirembe, who is actually acting as Sandra Attika Alexis. We do have Kalu Ikiago, who is also being played by the character of David IBN Arima. We also do have Michael Wawuyo taking on the character of Cedric Nkono, and of course our very own, the renowned Mariam Dagire, Asha Nkono. Well, here's a trailer of what you should be looking forward to come 8th of October.
This nation is under attack. Sandra, I need your help. I wondered what history will say about you. Will it say you helped slay a monster? Or will it say you helped create one?
I swear by the Almighty God
that the evidence I shall give concerning the matter before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
They will come looking for you now.
Mr. Vice President, how do you feel?
I know I'm not what you wanted, but if the worst comes to worst and you're indeed stuck with me,
I'll give it everything I've got.
Cedric is not who you think he is. People come into power, they get to their heads.
The president would like to address all the rumors going around that there was an assassination attempt on the vice president at his home of residence.
Sacrifices have to be made when they have to be made. The Arima I know cannot believe that.
Don't let anger cloud your judgment.
You will find your witness and present him to the clerk. Until then, court strikes this affidavit from evidence.
All those who want to harm me because I'm fighting for the good of this nation are welcome to do so.
Do not let your naivety put you on the wrong side of this fight.
Many people have died trying to protect me, but this stops here.
My priority remains the safety and the well-being of you, the public interest.
Well, come 8th of October, you need to make sure that you look out for this one. Now, moving on to the next one. Listen, if you're a lover of animations like myself, this is it for you. And if you love martial arts, I mean, imagine a mixture of animation and also martial arts. Well, this is it for you. And I am talking about the very, very, very funny Pose of Fury. Now, this is The Legend of Hank, again, another 2022 production. We're looking at a storyline having a lovable dog called Hank with a head full of dreams about becoming a samurai. And he will do whatever it is that he has to do. And he starts with setting off in the search of his destiny. Well, you'll be also having characters like Samuel L. Jackson in the cast. You'll be looking out for Kylie Kuyoka, some Ricky Gervais, and some Michael Cera, to mention but a few. But for now, here's a trailer of what I'm talking about.
It's me, Samuel L. Jackson. I play a samurai cat in the new animated theatrical film, Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank. Meow! That means roll it. Why do you want to be a samurai?
I lived in a bad part of town full of bad dogs. Everybody always picked on me. I thought if I could be a samurai, it would change everything.
Sounds like you need a mentor.
Perhaps a once great samurai who has fallen on hard times and maybe could use some help himself. But where could I find one?
What? Get out of here! Who even made that?
It's you!
Don't believe everything you read.
You're under arrest.
You wanted to be a samurai. Fun, isn't it? Now go get him. Oh! Get back out there.
Oh my.
When you come up on that lick, make sure you cut him in.
I've got to make this samurai thing work. Hey, this is the training montage, isn't it?
Sometimes you need a friend.
Nope.
When to see you win.
Don't forget to land on your feet.
Gonna miss.
Focusing on me, wait from Tel Aviv.
Gonna miss.
Distinctive destinations, all I want to see.
Gonna miss.
'Cause I deserve that.
We've got to wipe that town off the map. Send a tweet to assemble the troops.
Who knew an evil army could go through so many beams?
What the mother, father, cocker spaniel's going?
Well, that is Pose of Fury, bringing out the child in as the adults. Well, it wouldn't really hard for me to sit down and watch a very good and hearty, animation and laugh. For all this stress that we are going through, clearly you need to get some time and, cool down, calm down, relax, and have a good time. Well, for those of you who were looking out for what to watch, then there you go. You have quite a buffet from which you can pick what should, occupy you. Pick your poison. As simple as that. Good morning, Uganda Friday special is still going on, and right about now I did also talk to you earlier on how we are going to have some good conversations with our two special guests. We did have a conversation with Jackie Chandiro earlier on, and right now we are going to have one with King Wizzy, a pianist, and like I did tell you that he's a CEO of where? Well, I'm talking about CEO at unbeatablemusic.com. I don't know, right? Maybe I could get a PR position. I'm just saying, I'm shooting my shot, I don't know. But is King Wizzy the name though? I really love it, but what's the name? Yes.
I'm called David Ndaula.
Okay.
My father is late Andrew Simba.
Okay.
I'm Langira from Buganda Kingdom. And my mom is a princess from Toro Kingdom, Gertrude Komuntale. So I'm coming from two kingdoms. And,
you're royal.
Yes.
Jeez. I mean, what can I say? Me standing in the middle in front of Mulangi. I think I should even be kneeling or something. I don't know if that's how it goes. Yes, well, thank you so much, by the way, again, for honoring our invitation and for being able to catch up with the time and, you know, as early as it was. Now, you're a pianist and you've been doing wonderful music, but the kind of music that you are playing earlier on, you talked about jazz. Is it the kind of music you decided to venture into, or you're actually quite a flexible pianist?
I'm a flexible pianist, but I love jazz most.
Okay.
And as an independent pianist, because I play most of the time alone in the hotels, and jazz is very interesting. And I fancy jazz, I love jazz, and that's what I do.
You know, you speak of jazz, and it takes me back to the kind of attitude Ugandans have towards jazz. I will tell you for real. There is a very small percentage of Ugandans who would really understand jazz, the dynamics of that music genre, and they will love it and enjoy it. I mean, what's so special about it? Maybe we can get Ugandans to love it more.
Ugandan culture is different.
Yes.
I mean, jazz is more, it's American, it comes from the Americans, from the slavery. And Ugandans don't listen too much to jazz like
yes.
that. It's,
they said we like to dance, Daddy, I will tell you.
That's their music, that's what they like. That's what they like, and I don't blame them. That's what they grew up listening to.
Yes.
But in Europe, they love jazz, classicals, and stuff like that. So it's another kind of culture. You cannot just compare Kidandali with jazz. It's something totally different. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, you're CEO at also, it's called unbeatablemusic.com. I don't know, is this the one that really deals with promotion? Because earlier on you did talk about being into that kind of business.
After playing piano for a long time,
yes,
because I was working like 8 hours every day, like even Sundays inclusive.
Oh.
So for like 15 years, it was too much for me. I'm like, okay, let me diversify a little bit and promote Ugandan musicians to expose them to in Brussels,
yes,
and France, and in Germany, and Denmark. So then I started with Rodian Wizo promoting music.
Oh.
So it became a kind of a promotion company of Ugandan artists. I wanted to merge Ugandan music with international music. So I was working also with producers. I worked with Jackie Chandiro, with Cindy. So I was trying to merge the two, and I'm still doing it. So I work with good producers from Sony, and my intention is to merge the two.
Okay. So and how is that going?
Not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah, and now I'm back a lot in Uganda because I'm also playing. I have some jazz nights at Latitude O every Saturday. So I come like a month out of 2, I'm here.
Oh,
so, yeah.
All right. What are the few challenges when it comes to promoting all Ugandan music out there? You did talk about one of them there, which I know probably you're always looking for a solid solution to sort it. But what are some of the other challenges, and maybe what would be the ideal way to address them? Because yes, we still treasure our musicians, and I mean, we would very much love to see our music out there. You know, people listening to it. We've seen West African music doing quite lots of rounds on an international level. How do we get the Ugandan music there?
Ugandan music can go even higher because we've got a lot of cultures. If we try to go into the cultures we have, like every tribe has got its own rhythms and dance. If you try to mingle the two and we make our own music, I think that will take us to another level. So like if you see Geoffrey Oriema was doing big festivals.
Yes.
He was playing just his guitar and he was mixing in his northern culture. And it was a big star. Ugandans, we are copycats most of the time. The music we are doing is like,
yes,
yeah, we play Congolese style.
Yes.
Now we're playing Nigerian. Now we're playing Nigerian style. So, but anyway, but me, I'm based in Brussels, and my crowd is more Rwandese. So I just bring in the artists they asked me to bring, and now they want me to take Daddy Andre. Camino was my last time. Yeah, I've worked with a lot.
Yeah, you're really doing wonderful things. And I mean, these are the people who are still helping us sell our music. So, as a Ugandan musician, do the most. Be disciplined and build the talent. Yes, we still keep that message because it has really failed us when it comes to certain things. And like earlier when we were talking, you'll find somebody very talented. You know, when they open their mouth to sing, my, oh my, you cannot, really, you can't help it. You don't want them to stop. But when it comes to their discipline, it's still wanting. Well, we are still here. We are still having more performances. And again, we'll be having some sports updates coming in. But also, we would expect you to be coming in with your thoughts, especially on our poll question. While we're talking about career, we are talking about talent. And the question is, how can talent be turned into a career? Have you been a bigger beneficiary of what we are talking about? Did you at one point just decide to switch to your talent and you built it, it became your career? How did that go for you? How are you reaping from it? That is what we want to know this morning. Do let us know on all our social media platforms. We're going in for a break. When we get back, Ruben Mpima Chivirango will be here with your sports updates. And he's really a big fan, by the way, of Jackie. He was telling me how he loves Agassi. I want him to come here and give us an a cappella. That is what we are expecting. Good morning, Uganda continues after the break.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Hello?
Hello?
This is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Hey, Kasozi, my brother. Long time. We last met when we were at campus. It's been a while, but you are the person I'm looking for.
Campus? Really?
Hey, you don't remember me?
Okay, so how can I help you?
I'm stuck in Gulu making millions and I need to urgently send money to my sick mother. But I can't find any mobile money agent near me. I've sent the money to your phone, as you can see the message. It might take a few minutes to come through, but I urgently need you to send the money to my mother. Let me send you her number and you send it to her chap.
My friend, I'm afraid your mom is going to die.
What?
Because I don't know you, I never went to campus, and I'm also in Gulu. So can we meet at CPS, we talk about it?
Stay tuned for what Kasozi does next.
Tofera. Refrain from unnecessary engagements with strangers over the phone. This message is powered by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Happiness comes to us in many places. It's in knowing the mosquito net keeps our children healthy. The wife having the support of her husband. It's in deciding together when to have a baby. And for some, focusing on what's important right now. So what's your happiness? Make the right health decisions to ensure happiness for you and your family.
Forget last season. Forget the oohs and ahs. Forget every moment that stole the show. Because the real show is here on GoTV. It's the new season. It's action-packed and it's going to be non-stop football. With over 1,000 games from more than 7 leagues and cup competitions plus a World Cup. Make sure you get the best seat in the house this new football season. Get a GoCoder with 1 month of GoTV value for only 25,000 Uganda shillings and enjoy non-stop football. GoTV Uganda. Love it.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial *149*10# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *149*10*5#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *149*10# to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
It's a beautiful morning.
Sorry to laugh, but it's a beautiful Friday morning. My name is Ruben. I'm here to give you sports. But before I go into sports, I want Jackie to give me a song called Agassi. I want to whatever it is, how it is, she sings that song, I don't know. But I want, before she goes out from the studio, I would love and I would kindly request her to give me that kind of a song. It's called Agassi, and I know my colleague Philomena will ask her to give us that kind of performance. Yeah, to make my day, I think she will try to give us that song. And good to see her around. As much as she looks beautiful, I started following her a couple of years ago. I think I was still in school, or I don't know. I don't remember. But anyway, I will give you the games we have tomorrow, and I'll start with the game we had yesterday. Manchester beat Leicester by a 1-0. That was at King Power Stadium. Ronaldo, once for the third consecutive game, came off the bench. And Harry Maguire, the worry is he might not feature anywhere in Manchester United's plans, and I see the coach having a back four, a stable back four that has Diogo Dalot, Malacia, then Rafael Varane, as well as for me, Martinez is a good player in terms of the orthodox defending. He does defend well. He knows what they call man-to-man marking. That gives him room to get away strikers. I mean, you have to get a striker out of the game to be sure of not conceding a goal. So at the midfield of Scott McTominay, of course, Casemiro comes into play to partner either Eriksson or Fernandes, but I believe that Scott McTominay is actually improving at game by game. Now Manchester has won 3 in a row. That means they are steadily getting back to what we know or what we are used to. And that bold decision taken by Erik ten Hag to put away Maguire out of the team, then Ronaldo on the bench means that he's the man for the job. Tomorrow we have the first game. That will be the Merseyside derby at Goodison Park. Everton will take on Liverpool at 2:30. Brentford will take on Leeds, then Chelsea will take on West Ham, Newcastle will take on Crystal Palace, Forest will take on Bournemouth. Bournemouth sacked their coach, that is Scott Parker, after conceding 9 against Liverpool. Then Spurs will take on Fulham, Wolves will take on Southampton, and Aston Villa at 7:30 will take on City. That will be at Villa Park, and Gerrard is under immense pressure. He's got to get one of wins, but of course out of the possible 12, Gerrard has actually not got any. There's something like 4 or 5 points, so he needs to get results against City to be sure of what happens next. Away from England, we go to Spain, where we have a couple of games that will be played tomorrow. We will have Osasuna will take on Vallecano, Bilbao will take on Espanyol, Villarreal will take on Elche, and Valencia will take on Getafe. That will be in the Spanish La Liga. Then the Serie A, we will have Spezia against Bologna. Sampdoria will take on Verona, Udinese will take on Roma. Then Sassuolo earlier on actually would play against Cremonese. That will be at 1:30 in the Serie A. Then the German Bundesliga will have a couple of games as well. Augsburg will take on Hertha Berlin. Gladbach will take on Mainz, and so many other games. Of course, Leverkusen will take on Freiburg. Berlin will take on Bayern Munich. That's a good derby, the Berlin derby. Then at the VW Arena, Wolfsburg will play against Cologne. Bochum will take on Werder Bremen, Stuttgart against Schalke, then Frankfurt will take on RB Leipzig. That will be in the Bundesliga. Then, of course, on Sunday in the Serie A, Fiorentina will take on Juve. Down the Milan derby, the oldest derby, if you ask me, in Europe. SC will take on Inter, then last year against Napoli. Those are 2 good games in the Serie A, as you can always catch them on your pay TV channels. And locally here, the Cannons will take on the Dolphins. That will be the semi-finals, game 1 of the basketball. And then the Oilers will take on the Tomahawks. Wow. That's a good game as well. The Oilers against the Tomahawks, and the games will be at the Roga Arena. But for me, I will be part of the Cannons Dolphins game. I can't miss out on Fayed Bale, one of the best point guards I've watched in the past couple of years. I know people mention Jimmy Nabo and others, but for me, Fayed Bale is one player I would always want to look out for when it comes to playing basketball. Then the Oilers taking on the Tomahawks. That will be game 1, best of 5 series. So we'll be able, no, best of 3, not best of 5. So Those are the other two games, the second two sets of teams that will be playing. Of course, the transfers, we had a couple of them. Deadline was yesterday, was last night. But so many teams made deals. Leicester, PSG, and Newcastle. Martin did leave Newcastle on a loan to Manchester United. Idrissa Gueye left PSG for Everton. Then Lavin Kurzawa, of course, came to Fulham on loan. Jack Stevens, Southampton to Bournemouth on loan. Then Willy Bolly, Wolves to Forest. The fees disclosed, undisclosed. Then Wout left Reims for Leicester. Manuel Akanji, for me that's a shock. Dortmund to Man City. Where will he play? Then Anthony, Ajax to Man U in a deal worth £82 million. Well, I've got to go unless Felix has something to ask me. And Philomena Mastiko.
Let me start with Philo. There's something that did happen throughout the week about, we had a discussion here about talent. Do you have any talent before we go to even the question?
Talent in terms of what?
Is your talent?
I can quarrel, I can...
That one goes without mention.
Okay.
That one.
So which talent are you asking here?
Philo, please enlighten my brother. Well, he has no talent.
Sir, Mr. Sir, we're not talking about quarreling.
Okay.
Because who pays you for quarreling?
Who pays you for quarreling? Can you turn quarreling into a career? So we want a talent that you can confidently build and you turn into career, and it starts making you some money. It gives you platform.
Honestly speaking, I might be a liar.
People from we have talent. So
farming, maybe farming.
I know you're speaking for other people. For us, want yours as a talent, you as a person.
I can be hard pressed to find the word.
Okay, if now, well, I think Ruben belongs to the other sect of Ugandans I was talking about who have not yet, discovered their talent, but maybe later on. But do you believe that right now, if you have talent, you can actually turn it into a career?
It depends on which. As a father of girls, I wouldn't want my daughter to come home and tell me that I'm a netball player. I don't know about that. I can't even understand that.
Even if it's their talent?
I can't understand that.
Why?
Because it's not a career. It's not. I mean, at 40 you are done.
Yes.
Yes. So, but if you have Philomena Mastiko, who started Jonas Mascom, even when you are 80, you'll be able to write a story. So for me, you don't come to me and tell me about talent, that I'm a footballer, I'm a rugby player, you know, I am singing like a sister child, Jackie here. As a father who comes from a village,
what would you do if I told you?
Okay, yes.
Because sometimes it's about passion versus ordainment.
No, for me, I might not have the power by that time to control them, but I won't support them. I would not support.
Okay, what if there was an option of supporting their talent alongside them getting the education? Because clearly for you, your ideal plan is get educated, then you go sort yourself. Isn't that what you're saying?
For me,
yes.
The part I
you
can
will
be
pay
part
school fees.
Is school fees, because I know that's the long-term project. Short-term project is when you tell me that I'm okay. For the artists, I can understand, because even Eddie Wamala at 70 plus or 60 plus,
he gave us in a meal.
Yes. So Jackie at 80 might come and give us
absolutely
maybe remix of Agassi. But you tell me a player,
football player,
as a sports analyst and a pundit, I have not seen a football player give us the 50. Best about 50.
Just
you are done. You are done with your career.
By 33, you
are done. So I would rather, if talent is about being an artist, that one I can understand. Though I cannot be part of that.
So are you saying that when it comes to certain talents, they're limited by age?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. There are limitations.
Yes.
But you can also grow that talent alongside the education. That's the thing. You know, for now,
the benefit pension and gratuity. You tell me the talent.
These are the parents I was talking about. Okay, you can have both things at the same time. Honestly,
Uncle Ruben here clearly.
And I've not seen you never talk about.
Ruben, we are going to let you go. I am going to let you go
because the people in your name are colonial, tweet,
Canadian
prairies. But in Africa,
yes,
talents don't matter. What matters most is upbringing, schools attended.
They don't matter
your
because we
professional
haven't
career.
given them the concentration that they deserve.
It don't matter. You will spend a lot of time playing football and then gain what? I'll give examples of Sekatawa, who was a golden boy. Where is he now?
Yeah, that's
he wasn't talented.
They were Galukas.
What's now? Look at the players who played and went to school. The Sulakato was working for URA. He played and studied. The Sulakato, Edgar Watson is the CEO of FUFA. Now, the golden boys of Africa just played football and ended there. So talent, don't come to my home and talk about talent. I don't want to hear that.
You know, parents like Ruben, I think that's why you see some children are closer to their mothers, others to the fathers. So when it's time for school fees, they'll come to Daddy Ruben. When it's time for music, they'll go to Mommy Philo.
But Mommy Philo is part of music in my, maybe music outside my home. Then you can agree. But in my home, we're not doing music in my home.
Yes, man.
I am the headmaster and the final man.
But we have not yet given up on Ruben. I have not yet given up on Ruben. I intend to change his mindset, and he will change it.
But the problem with Ruben is that he has no talent.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why he's speaking.
He can't think.
That is why he's speaking the way he's speaking. Okay? He does not have, he's not speaking.
The one talent I know Ruben
has
is height.
But you see, he said he's good at
the tallest man on this compound, I know for a fact.
But so many people don't have talent. You don't back me alone.
What's the use
there
of
talent? There are so many people who have no talent. They are stagnant.
It's okay, so but the ones who have talent. Let's talk to the ones who have talent. The ones who don't have talent.
I can't even mention the names. Where is the talent?
Thank you so much.
Height. But anyway.
Anyway.
People out there, please, let's focus on helping our people. Let's use society, the country, families, let's support talent. We're going to have a break. There's no, let's have a break. When we come back, we'll be having a performance from Jackie. Let's take a break, please.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial star 149 star 10 hash to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial star 149 star 10 star 5 hash. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial star 149 star 10 hash to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Forget last season. Forget the oohs and ahs. Forget every moment that stole the show, because the real show is here on GoTV. It's the new season. It's action-packed, and it's going to be non-stop football. With over 1,000 games from more than 7 leagues and cup competitions, plus a World Cup. Make sure you get the best seat in the house this new football season. Get a GoCoder with 1 month of GoTV value for only 25,000 Uganda shillings and enjoy non-stop football. GoTV Uganda. Love it.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial star 149 star 10 hash to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial star 149 star 10 star 5 hash. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial star 149 star 10 hash to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Oh, Susan, I want to propose to Rose. Yes, and this time I am serious.
Have you guys had sex?
Duh, of course.
And have you had sex without using condoms?
Hey, Nga, you're curious.
I'm more concerned. Are you having sex with other people?
Hey, hello, is this an interview or what?
No, just things you should think about. Do you know Rose's HIV status?
Okay, this is serious. Should I be worried?
It is actually serious. Do you know your HIV status?
I think I am safe. Many times we get into situations that put us at risk of HIV. However, the first step to ending HIV is getting tested and knowing your results.
It's Time Up HIV. Call 0800-211-046 or text 8080 toll-free for more information about how to prevent HIV.
This message is brought to you by Ministry of Health with support from USAID.
The quest, giver of life, Alpha without Omega. I am Africa.
Hail to Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, a land with the world's most beautiful, captivating features. Hills, mountains and valleys, the enigmatic animal species in the wild. A land where Africa is condensed into one small country with authentic endowments of nature and perfect safari. Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, is without the crowds with abundant primates, wildlife and stunning scenery. Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, takes you beyond the guidebooks, the known features and gives you the insights unmatched. Keep it UBC TV, where we inspire Uganda with the authentic beauty and nature of our motherland. Uganda, the Pearl of Africa. Discover the fountain.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial star 149 star 10 hash to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial star 149 star 10 star 5 hash. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial star 149 star 10 hash to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
Falling. Fall. How do you give me so much pleasure and cause me so much pain? Sometimes I feel good and sometimes I feel used. Loving you, darling, makes me so confused. I keep on falling in and out of love with you. I never loved someone way that I love you. Oh, I never felt this way. How do you bring me so much pleasure and cause me so much pain? Sometimes I feel good and sometimes I feel used. Loving you, darling, makes me so confused. I keep on falling in and out of love with you. I never loved someone way that I take you home with me tonight? Ooh, baby, can I take you home with me tonight? Baby, I'm one of a kind, never find another, so don't mess with my mind. I'm crazy for your sexy love, don't you know I've got this uprise within me. Siri moya yele kankuwe lavu, timu wala mulunji no mukwano mukwafu. Abakosumbu wale kamba kube kafu, lavu jenku wakulinga muliro kustovu. Solo za ulirengende bulaya, ntingenze kuyaya, batugamba ko wano mwala yudaya. Nti agenda, I give you my heart, I give you my soul, I give you my life. Jackie, I give you my heart, I give you my soul, I give you my goodies. Hey, I'm not a gold digger. Jagala mukwana sibi no evya chiniga. I'm not a gold digger. Jagala mukwana sibi no evya chiniga. Lately I got stress on my mind. Wanna be your lover, would you give me a chance? I wanna keep you safe in my arms. Don't you know that I'm living in danger, my love? Jagalo chimanyekwa, baby. Naja naja era, I'm your lady. Dimuko mochira konza railway. Teri bakukuta kuboli sexy. Kagube muyaga, kagaribe malogo. Chinema viva mikambo. Namaliri de chiba chibo kuta kuta. I give you my heart, I give you my soul, I give you my life. Wheezy, I give you my heart, I give you my soul, I give you my goodies. Hey, I'm not a gold digger. Jagala mukwana sibi no evya chiniga, baby. Gold digger. Jagala mukwana sibi no evya chiniga. Yeah, I'm not a gold digger. Feel or tell them so, yeah. Sisawala mze kulimbiwa basaja balala. Because I swore on affidavit techidive chonton sanze no musaja mulala. Because I swore on affidavit chagalambe nawe muchiro kamuwe mubiro tonganja ye mutelo. Kunze wafuka mukalo atali no mukalo gwetasere wakiro kagube muyaga kagaribe malogo ntinewe viva vikambo namalirire chiba chibo kuta kuta. I give you my heart, yeah. I give you my heart, yeah. Ooh, baby, can I take you home with me tonight? Ooh, baby, can I take you home with me tonight?
Your hands if you're looking at us, clap your hands. Well, that was very beautiful. I don't even know how you do that whole fusion. You know what? We'll take what you have to give us. But so beautiful. Thank you so much, Jackie. And King Wizzy. My, oh my. You know what I'm also looking out for? Because we have this man here who said,
that one I've been waiting
Jackie,
for him
you
the
had
whole
something
time.
to say about that gentleman. Please.
Number one, I'm going to call him Muse Ruben. Muse. You cannot be the head. You're used to the headmaster of your house,
Yes.
but then you have got to give people their chance to speak about something, to show talent. So Felix said that you don't have talent. So I would like to hear an a cappella. I was told you like Agassi.
Oh yes, he
So
does.
he
He's
should
so
come.
obsessed. The whole week he's been singing
should
about
come.
it. Yes, so
Okay, come and show your small talent apart from being angry with everybody else. Come and try that.
You know what? When we are trying to conclude this, I would actually want him to do the a cappella. And the good thing, you You cannot
You
sing.
cannot.
Yeah, no, you
No,
would.
let's find the hidden talent.
Yes.
Katujinonye.
I wish you had her story how she discovered her talent. She didn't think that she would sing. She knew she would maintain a certain, was it a note that you talked about?
Yes, I could.
But she didn't know that she was really good. So the way she discovered that she could sing was by going for, there were certain things that were happening and they were, encouraging people to come through. Yeah. And she tried that. So you never know, this could be the opportunity. But the breakthrough.
You're taught honesty. You have to be honest with yourself. I'm being honest.
You're not getting out of it.
You're not going to talk us out of it.
So much as I love Agassi, I cannot even.
Well, unless you'll clap. You'll clap your hands or do whatever.
Or make some moves.
Whichever. Yes, you have to be part of the Agassi thing. Yeah.
So you can't sing.
I can.
So I sing and you dance. You show the moves.
Maybe I can shake a bit. Okay. My size. My size cannot shake so much.
It's okay.
6'1" is a lot.
Yeah, it is. We'll find something.
So spare me something.
Jackie, and please make sure that you wait for this. Wait for Jackie and the man himself, Ruben.
You're going to combo.
The combo. It can't be a combo when you're not going to do nothing, Ledger. But in the meantime, I just want to get you some feedback that was coming in from some people. We do have a comment coming in from Derek, who is saying that good morning, family. Exactly one can turn the talent into career because that's how success in talent is determined. Actually, career is the best way of proving the relevance of the talent and give courage to those with dormant talents. However, it takes sacrifice, time, and persistence. Greetings to Jackie, and he says thank you so much for performing Going On. It's his best song. Thank you so much, Derek. And we also do have Walusimbi, who is watching from Mutundwe. You're saying, I guess after you've discovered your passion, determine the level of demand for your skills and choose a field. It's risky to plunge into a career with a very low demand or one with a large number of competitors, even though you love it. However, the number of competitors should not be the deal breaker. If you're confident in your skills, it is very possible to establish yourself and compete quite comfortably as long as you have a strong marketing strategy. So clearly what he's saying is that talent is just not enough. It is also accompanied by very many things. The moment you discover it, there is a number of things you also have to venture into, invest to make sure the talent is out there. Well, thank you so much for watching Good Morning Uganda Friday special. And in a very special way, I want to thank our very special guests who were able to make it in time. Jackie, Kingwizi, you're amazing. Yes. Kingwizi is a very humble man. I don't know, maybe we'll have to take him for a cup of coffee. And but yes, they've done quite a wonderful job. And for our Good Morning Uganda family, keeping it with us from Monday up to Friday, you're amazing. And I mean, we only wish the best for you. We love you, but we have to leave you because the weekend is definitely here. So we want you to go have a good time. You are able to start the next week in a very, very clear mind. Well, for now, the very last performance that I have been badly waiting for. The man said it is a what? What did you say? It was a duo? Combo. I refuse. But
I would want to take back my words if I'm being put on the sword.
No, don't worry. Nobody's going to judge you for this, Mose, Ruben.
Okay.
Yes.
So what do you want me to do?
Because you said you have a few bombs, so let's try that. Yes. I'll give you the acapella.
I don't know if you tell me what the Agassi means.
Agassi means I have refused in Luba. It's a love song, basically. And it basically says, I know I disturb you, I make your life miserable, but the fact is I love you. So if you tell me to go...
So you love me? So do you love me? Or you have refused it?
Ruben. No, I refuse to let you go. So I'll give you the acapella.
How do I start? That's how it goes, by the way. What is
Inichera, do you know that I love you?
Oh, yes, I know you love me. I love you too, Jackie. Okay.
I'm telling you, on air, moreover.
Inichera,
alemira, icho achoku.
Icho wachoku.
And he's saying it with such bad manners.
Bad manners.
Yes.
You know what?
And it's a love song.
You know why I love that song?
Why do you love it?
I watched the video. First, as a person, I liked your music. But why I fell in love with Agassi, I didn't understand the language, but for me, the video, there was some fire in that video. Feet of fire, then the other black guy with those eyes. So, and then the voice of it, I mean, the way you set it up, it was very good. The video was nice. Then you and the other, I don't know the gentleman if he's still around, I don't know. The one who was in that video.
Yes, he is, Arthur.
So, is Arthur?
Yeah.
So I didn't, honestly, I didn't understand what you're singing, but I liked how you connected with him in the video, the dances, then the forest, hiding behind the trees.
People with no talent like dark things. So let's just do this.
Okay.
So I'm going to take you through the a cappella for the chorus.
Okay. So, it's okay, but I cannot sing. Please forgive me, but I can't sing.
Like a dream in my sleep, and I know that you wanna be free. Me mumavu. All I know in my heart is I just won't say goodbye. Agassi, Agabo, oh. He has no talent, zero talent. It's confirmed, zero talent. Felix, he says so, zero talent. No talent.
Well, Agassi, I mean, if you don't have talent, you can at least you can appreciate the talent. Yeah, and I hope that is what we are going to work on from today. Like I said, I'm not giving up on you,
But
Ruben.
there's zero talent, so where is the talent?
So why are you here disturbing people and refusing them to have talent in your house?
I'm the headmaster and the final man. So I decide what I want.
I will decrown you from that, by the way. I'll come to your home and take care of that.
Well, thank you so much for the beautiful performances. I really had a good time. I hope you had a good time, Jackie, as well.
I did. Thank you so much for having us.
Well, it was quite a pleasure. Well, make sure that our conversation, by the way, is still going on over there. And we did ask you, by the way, to let us know, because talent is quite a topic that we cannot afford to downplay. We know there are people who are really thriving on their talent. We know people who are doing so much to develop their talent. And if you're still on it, make sure that you don't give up on it. For all those that don't have the resources, I don't know what we're going to do, but we are going to make sure we try and get the resources, or we try as society to help. If you discover that your child or somebody has talent, don't give up on them. Connections, it's all, sometimes it's quite a societal responsibility. Well, like I said, we love you, but we have to leave you. And we still do have, I think, the final performance as we're trying to say bye-bye. Well, before anywhere we go, for those of the people who really love your music, how do they get you? What are your socials, the handles, so that we look for you and people don't be like Ruben the next time they are seeing.
No, we are done with Ruben.
We are done with Ruben
let him stick to sports.
Yes.
Yeah. Like being angry at people who miss their penalties, let him stick to that one. There's zero talent. Felix was right. Totally. So for me, it's Jackie Chandiru official for Instagram. It's jchan5284 TikTok, and Jackie Chandiru everywhere else.
Jackie Chandiru,
and then
you won't
King
fail.
Wizzy for Facebook.
Yes.
Basically, when you type that in, you will see him.
It will pop up.
Yes, it will pop up.
Well, there you go. Go to all their socials and just keep up and see the wonderful work they are doing. Otherwise, have a very beautiful weekend. Don't forget to go to church. It's quite necessary. And like Felix always says, when you're doing Masape, don't forget to God while you're at it. Hopefully, we'll see you on Monday. Bye.
Oh, I'll do the goodbye a cappella for you. Zemanyi nti obulamu bwange buyimiridde ku ggwe, kulamu bingi abalala ye batalabaawo, buli kimu kibate bw'obanga toli nange ye, njagala wakabanga nkaba nawe ngansanyuka nawe oh, mukwano njagala wakabanga nkaba nawe ngansanyuka nawe